Welcome to Collision Hub News Network, your monthly source for collision repair news, events, and the information you need to keep your business moving ahead. In this episode, Vermont technician faces criminal charges after shoddy repair, industry think tank urges insurers to act on rising repair costs, major estimating company weighs in on scanning labor times, PPG drops the pursuit of Akzo Nobel, and more. So let's get started.
This is CHNN.
In today's collision repair environment, you need a partner who cares about meeting the needs of your customers as much as you, and one that understands the pace of your business. The training and dedication of our 24,000 employees allows Hertz to provide world-class customer service and seamless integration into your workflow while providing the daily support you need most. That is why we promise to do whatever it takes to not only keep up, but to move ahead. Hertz is ready. Are you?
An improper inspection may cost a Vermont technician more than his job. A newly filed lawsuit claims Dan McMurray of Dan's Small Engine Repair neither road tested the car nor removed a wheel as required by state regulations. The complaint alleges the car passed inspection despite a long list of deficiencies, causing the death of 23-year-old Stephanie Briggs, as her brakes were not in working order. Briggs was killed in 2014 when her boyfriend, John G. Fairbanks III, lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. Fairbanks since pled guilty to driving while intoxicated and grossly negligent operation, with death resulting. According to the complaint, Briggs brought the 1999 Volkswagen Passat to McMurray for inspection roughly 2 weeks before the fatal crash. This isn't the first time a Vermont mechanic's poor inspection was alleged to have caused a death. In 2015, Stephen Jalbert was accused of involuntary manslaughter and reckless endangerment after a brake inspection led to the death of Elizabeth Ivey, 83. The case has caught the eye of a variety of collision repair associations, as many procedures require road tests. 3M and the Collision Repair Education Foundation announced that nearly 50 veterans or relatives of veterans were selected to receive scholarships in the Hire Our Heroes program. 40 of the veterans are currently studying collision repair. Those which graduate this year and get a job in the industry will receive the additional $1,500 on top of the initial $1,500 Hire Our Heroes award. Some veterans can also receive another $1,000 on top of that. 3M and CREF are in their 5th year teaming up on the program, which has generated $825,000 since 2013 and helped nearly 270 veterans and their families. Mitchell announced it would update its estimating software to clarify that scanning, calibration, and diagnostics are not included in existing repair times. The estimating company also added reference sheet line items so shops could input their own individual values manually. This means labor times do not include time required to aim, calibrate, diagnose, reset, or scan electrical items, or time required to perform pre-repair and post-repair scan operations.
It's something they never expect, but accidents happen every day in a variety of forms. A claim is more than a loss. It's a person, a family, a dream, and each deserves the best care possible. We know that behind each claim is a customer relying on the knowledge and understanding of a team to help them navigate the difficult process and return their lives to normal. That's why AR Direct has assembled the nation's best claims service and salvage solutions team with over 4,000 members across the US and Canada. Born from a collection of the industry's top executives, AR Direct combines the 3 pillars of service: people, technology, and community to offer an unmatched suite of products and solutions for ever-evolving claims and collision repair industry. loss inspections, catastrophe services, and our industry-leading complete total loss evaluation and settlement program, supported by the only no-tow salvage disposition program, eliminating costly secondary tow and cycle time delays for consumer settlement. In addition, removing the burden of evaluation and conditioning from partner DRP repair centers. The best part? AR Direct is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to meet the needs of every customer. AR Direct, caring for today, service for tomorrow.
AAA, the Auto Club Group, plan to raise rates on Tesla vehicle models based on data that suggests abnormally high claim frequencies and high costs of insurance claims compared with other cars in the same classes as the Model S and Model X. Premiums could go up 30% based on the information from several sources, including the Highway Loss Data Institute. Tesla is disputing the analysis, calling the conclusion severely flawed, pointing out that it had been lumped in with other large luxury and SUV competitors. The Highway Loss Data Institute report covered the 2014 to 16 model years. Vehicles are divided into classes based on size, weight, and competing models. Tesla claims that the Highway Loss Data Institute system placed it with the wrong competitors. Regardless of sides taken, both AAA and Tesla present a point that needs to be acknowledged. Every unique model carries its own severity trends. Boyd Group Income Fund announced that it has, through a subsidiary company, entered into a definitive agreement to acquire the assets and business of Assured Automotive Inc. and related entities for the purchase price of $193.6 million. Assured had 38 collision repair facilities and 30 intake centers housed at auto dealerships under exclusive deals. Assured is the largest operator of non-franchised collision repair centers in Canada, based in Ontario. The acquisition is expected to be immediately accretive to earnings per unit and cash flow per unit. According to CEO of Boyd Group, Brock Bolbuck, the acquisition positions Boyd as a leading provider of collision repair centers in Canada and North America. The Assured acquisition provides a market-leading platform for the Boyd Group in Ontario, Canada's largest market. Assured will continue to operate and grow under the Assured brand name. Boyd Group announced that only a handful of collision repair companies with as many locations as Assured currently operate in the US and Canada and have not yet been acquired by MSOs. This is a hint at the intentions of the company, which may mean more consolidations in the future. Thatcham Research has asked automakers to figure out ways to reduce repair costs. The company says repair costs have risen by 32% in 3 years. CEO Peter Shaw points to decreased repairability of parts, the increasing complexity of vehicle materials and technology, and the rising cost of parts. He added that OEMs must work to bring these costs down. Although Thatcham speaks about British issues specifically, a conclusion may be drawn between English and American automotive industries. Thatcham noted 5 aspects of auto manufacturing which affect the increase in collision repair costs: ADAS systems, complexity of builds, new technological advances in paint and panels, headlamps, and electrified powertrains all increase costs. Although over the next 3 years we expect to see fewer crashes, the resulting accidents will be more challenging and expensive to repair. For instance, Thatcham said ADAS technologies could increase windshield claims by as much as 123%. For more on the evolving technology in the collision repair industry, here's iCar.
Welcome to this edition of iCar 360, where we take you around some of today's latest vehicles, sharing information you need to know for complete, safe, and quality repairs. Today, we'll be taking a look at a 2017 Lexus RC300 Coupe. The RC Coupes are available with Lexus's dynamic radar cruise control. The millimeter wave radar sensor is located behind the grille. The sensor is also part of the collision braking and collision warning system. If the sensor is replaced or if it's R&I'd, it must be aimed. The lower rails on the RC Coupes are made of 440 MPa steel. There are 2 sectioning options available for the lower rails: a short section just rearward of the collapse zone and another several inches rearward of that. Adjacent to the lower rail is a center arm spacer subassembly. These are used to assist in managing collision energy. These are sacrificial parts and should be replaced if damaged. The RC coupes are available with lane departure warning. If the lane departure warning camera is replaced, removed and installed, or if the toe is adjusted, camera alignment is required. The target to align the camera is available for printing from the Toyota Lexus service information. It's important to make sure the printed target is the correct size. Lexus provides specifications and a small tolerance. The first target that we printed off was off by nearly 20 millimeters. What we found to be the best way to size the target to the specification was to do a save as of the image and then scale the print size percentage. More information on the aiming procedure can be found in iCar's online course, Calibration of Front-Facing Cameras and Front Radars. The steel uniside and its reinforcements range from 440 MPa to 1500 MPa. Toyota Lexus's breakthrough laser screw welding technique is used throughout the door ring opening. Spot welding is the preferred method for replacement of the door ring opening, since laser screw welding can't be duplicated in the repair process. If you'd like to learn more about this unique process, iCar has an article including a link to a video demonstrating the process and a collision repair news article. To access the article from the RTS website, do a search for laser screw weld from the collision repair news landing page. Toyota's familiar T-joint is used to section the outer B-pillar to gain access to the ultra-high strength steel reinforcement. There is no sectioning procedure for the reinforcement. However, there is a sectioning procedure available for the inner B-pillar. If the blind spot monitoring sensor is installed, the blind spot warning system must be calibrated. A scan tool and special tools are required. However, a scan tool is not required for the rear view camera. If the rear camera assembly is removed or replaced, if the clock spring is removed or replaced, or if the vehicle height changes, the rear camera must be calibrated. More information on the calibration procedures for the rear view camera and for the blind spot warning system can be found in an upcoming iCar course. Lexus offers replacement procedures for the front and rear portions of the trunk floor, and they offer a sectioning procedure for the rear rails. The quarter panel offers multiple replacement procedures, including a horizontal sectioning location for the lower portion of the quarter panel. This procedure calls for an open butt joint. The laser braid's roof is replaced with a combination of adhesives, spot welds, and plug welds. For more information on Lexus and Toyota vehicles, visit the iCar Repairability Technical Support Portal.
First and foremost is that I really believe in our mission and our purpose. Our clients are in the business of protecting dreams and restoring lives, and in many respects we play a critical role in helping them do just that. Add to it that we are in a world right now where technology advances are taking place at such a rapid pace that I find myself every day, all day in meetings where we're talking about how to leverage many of these interesting technologies and apply them in a practical sense to deliver better outcomes for our clients. As you look at Mitchell today and you compare it to what it was 5 years ago, you would see that there was a very notable difference because the company has been able to evolve in such a dynamic way. And there's no doubt in my mind that as we look forward to what Mitchell will be in 5 years, it will be a completely different company in many respects. So staying true to our roots and certainly adding value to a certain end market, but constantly looking for ways to add value and to be willing to evolve ourselves so that we can accomplish that goal.
Cure Insurance attempted to enforce a commitment to repair form that states a shop must follow the carrier's estimate or reimburse Cure the proceeds from the work. While this document may have been meant to check shops which unlawfully take insurer money for repairs that are not actually being performed, there is a lot of controversy surrounding the contract. The form locks the auto repair facility and its owner into Cure's estimate. This could force a shop to eat the cost of subsequent supplement or ignore it altogether. The shop would still retain all the liability if a Cure adjuster or appraiser missed something, and it could force the hand of the shop to repair damage even if the repair is incorrect. The document also states automobile repair facility agrees it will notify Cure immediately if it ceases to do business, becomes bankrupt, or in the event it becomes aware of a pending bankruptcy or cessation of business is imminent. The owners would then be held personally liable to any liabilities incurred by the auto repair facility. The Database Enhancement Gateway has a new administrator. Danny Gredenberg will assume the role as administrator of the free online resource developed to address inquiries to information providers about collision repair estimating data. Gredenberg has 16 years of collision repair experience, including roles as a certified technician and an estimator, and specializes in European and aluminum vehicles. He also has experience on all big three information providers, CCC, Mitchell, and Autotex. Gredenberg said his primary task will be to get inquiries from users resolved and keep the site updated. DEG recently celebrated a milestone of more than 10,000 inquiries, connecting repairers, information providers, and insurers to estimating service IPs. This is an accomplishment not only for DEG, but those whose questions and answers brought it to the milestone. The milestone also reflects well on the three estimating services for sticking with the partnership through 10,000 inquiries. PPG Industries has dropped its months-long pursuit of AkzoNobel after its third offer was rejected by the Dutch paint brand. AkzoNobel had said that PPG's offers undervalued the company. The latest offer valued AkzoNobel at $28.8 billion. A Dutch court also threw out a request by Akzo investors, which could have removed Akzo chairman Antony Bergmans over his reluctance to engage in talks with PPG. The SEMA show is just a few short months away, and now is the time to register. As always, SEMA 2017 is expected to bring in record-breaking crowds. With 2,400 exhibiting companies, you can expect to find the latest innovations, classes, and more. Newcomers can expect to be blown away by the mass amount of industry products. The show kicks off on Halloween with new classes, including the Repair-Driven Education Series. RDE will offer several unique and new classes for SEMA attendees, including Current and Future Technologies 2017 and Beyond, Adhesive Joining and Modern Repairs, and Thorough Estimate Techniques for Special Finishes.
Hey, it's Kristen with Collision Hub, and last month we brought a live show about scanning and calibrations and some of the challenges that's presenting on both sides of the industry and even into our service departments. And we talked a lot about the information providers bringing some solutions, and I'm really excited. Jack, you've got a solution for us. So my fears, are going to ease a little bit with what you're bringing to the market here.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. Great to be here with you. Yes, we've been working for over a year now on a solution for diagnostics for the collision industry. As you know, one of the big problems is all the scan tools that have been developed to date were all developed for the mechanical repair industry. And while they have some application to collision, they weren't designed for collision. So we've been spending the last year working together with Bosch and have come out working on a solution based on Bosch tools integrated in with Mitchell software and systems to provide a solution designed specifically for collision repairers.
Wow, so you got a lot of platform, you got a lot of things going on there, so I'm going to try to digest it a little bit piece by piece. So this is extremely exciting. Bosch, why Bosch? I mean, I know they were on our show, we got a chance to meet Steve, but what's so great about the Bosch tools?
Well, Bosch, for one thing, designs and builds many of the ADAS systems and the radar and LiDAR systems that are used in the most modern collision avoidance systems. So they have a leg up on everyone else, and they also build a lot of the OEM scan tools. So they have availability and a direct line with the manufacturers to get the data to build the best scan tools. There's a couple other companies that we researched that really have nice tools, but when we did the side-by-side comparison and looked at who had the best vehicle coverage, who was most committed to the collision market and who had the best features and functions overall, was no question it was Bosch.
Yeah, they do a great job, and you're right, with designing the systems that are on the cars already. I mean, it's almost like multi-layers of expertise coming to the table there around this topic. You guys have taken this tool a step farther. So like you said, it's specifically designed for collision repair. We had a chance to get our hands on it earlier and play with it. You had to kind of pry it out of our hands because we were a little excited about what all it would do. But break down for us everything this tool does besides just scanning and calibrating the car.
Well, two things are most important and fundamental to it. One is that it's designed specifically for what a collision repairer needs to do with diagnostics. And two is it makes the scan tool part of your shop network. So no longer is the scan tool a discrete object out on the floor of the shop that has no connectivity to the rest of your systems, but we've now integrated the tools and the data that do the diagnostics in with the rest of your applications and software. So we have a cloud connectivity platform that actually brings scan tool data to the Bosch cloud, where it connects to the Mitchell cloud, and then we can connect it to whatever system is in use in the shop. And it even works with systems in use by claims executives and insurance appraisers as well, so that we can provide that level of integration. So now the scan tool is a node on the network that you're using to manage claims and collision repairs. And that, when you have a platform that does that, now you have a lot of things that you couldn't do with a discrete tool that was a disconnected piece of equipment on the shop floor.
Right. And so now that tool, what's great is I'm not tied to the car, so I'm not tethered with this tool. So in addition to being able to plug in and get my scanning and diagnostics, I can now walk around. I can even take pictures with that tool, right?
This tool is, there's two tools that we use in Mitchell Diagnostics. This is the larger of the two tools, and it has a built-in camera. It's wirelessly connected to the vehicle, so I can put the car up on a lift, I can walk around, I can do scanning from my desk in the front office once I plug the vehicle communication interface in. And really exciting for us at Mitchell now is that because we now have our cloud estimating platform, where we can run Mitchell estimating actually on the browser on this device, because this is an internet connected device, and we can run Mitchell estimating on here. So I can be at the car during teardown, writing the estimate, taking pictures while I'm running the scans, and even connect to OEM databases or other databases like TechAdvisor, for example, and actually be able to, all in one device, be able to access the OE repair information, write the estimate, take the pictures, and do the scans, all on this tool.
So my blueprinting and triage process just went to a whole new level. So, I mean, it's really, instead of me going back and forth and having kind of multiple people sometimes involved, one blueprinter is going to be able to really address all of those needs on the front end while writing the estimate, while documenting the repair, while doing everything. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we developed this in conjunction with a lot of input from the industry and our customers, and you know, we got all their input and their ideas, and when we actually put it together and put this in the hands of some of our users that were, you know, in very busy shops, high production shops that do a lot of teardown work and have very efficient process, when they saw this tool and how it applies to what they're doing, they just immediately, you could see the light bulbs going off of redesigning the whole teardown workflow into something much more efficient based on the use of this tool.
You didn't get them back, did you? Y'all had to like wrestle them out of their hands.
I have come back from business trips where I've shown the tool where I've had it pried out of my hands and have not been able to get it back.
Now, one of the things I like that you guys have done is you've even kind of gone a step further. So if this wasn't great enough, you've taken that very long, hard to digest, often confusing report that I get after I scan these and put it down into a really readable, almost two-page format where no matter what your skill level or knowledge is in the industry, even if you're the consumer, you can look at that and kind of know what's going on with your car.
Right. Documentation is so important in everything we do in collision and claims, as you know. And you know, I've seen shops that have been using their cell phone cameras to take pictures of the screen on a scan tool to show the results of a pre-scan or a post-scan. And as I showed you earlier, the reports that typically come directly off a scan tool, 19 pages long, really cryptic, very hard to read, and you put those in front of an insurance adjuster or a consumer or even other people in the shop that are trying to figure out what needs to be done to the car, and they're very, very difficult to understand. So what we've done is we've taken the data through the integration with Bosch, and we're now reorganizing in a way that makes it usable and consumable for those involved in the collision and auto claims process. You get a nice clean report that shows you what vehicle is being worked on, whether I'm looking at a pre-scan or a post-scan report. and very clear, easy to read list of diagnostic trouble codes
Yeah.
and things like that.
Now, let's say I'm working on an estimate in my shop, and maybe part of my DRP or agreement is to use another piece of estimating software. Could I still benefit from having the Mitchell Diagnostics in my facility?
Yeah, Mitchell is committed to open systems, and we designed Mitchell Diagnostics to work with any other system that you may be using. Of course, if you're going to be using it in conjunction with Mitchell solutions, we probably have a little better integration. That's not unusual. But the diagnostic reports can be integrated into whatever other solution you're using, whether that's independent appraisers. We've shown this too, can integrate it into systems they're using. Insurers can integrate it into claims systems through importing the documents that are produced through Mitchell Diagnostics, and of course it works with the other information providers that serve the collision industry.
If I was back as a field estimator in the insurance industry, I would want one of those with me all times because it's a single solution. I mean, everything that I'm struggling with for researching now, because the research on an estimate is the hardest part these days before you write your first line. You've put it all in one place for me, and I'm not got a camera and running around. That would make my life so much simpler.
Yeah, well, anything today that's not connected to the internet all the time is, not really effective. And this, by working with, a lot of things that we're doing to make a more open platform approach to life is just a perfect example of how working in an open solutions background, you can put different components together where the sum is greater than the sum of the parts.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things we're struggling with. Like I said, we touched on it last month, the pre-work, the scanning, the integrating into the workflow, and by you guys giving us a tool, that's just going to kind of probably settle maybe some of the fear we created last month, make it settled a little bit here for some of those questions. So, top question, Jack, when can I have one? When am I going to be able to get these in my hands?
June. This year, so we're any day now. So the product is again, through some extraordinary cooperation with Bosch, we've been able to get this thing done ahead of schedule, and we'll have it unit shipping the first part of July.
Right. So for the shops and the independents and people out there, should they just contact their local Mitchell sales representative in their market?
Absolutely. Yep.
Or just call in directly there into San Diego to you guys, and you get them taken care of.
Yes, we will.
So what's next, Jack? Any inside tips? Anything I can hear for what's going to be coming next out of Mitchell?
Well, there's a lot more. As I mentioned in the show we did last month, the complexity of the vehicles today is presenting challenges like we've never seen before. And at Mitchell, we are totally reinvigorated to deliver on our mission of providing information, data, software, and solutions that help people fix cars correctly and get it done quickly and efficiently. So we're really excited about what's going on right now.
Yeah, I know. We'll take all the help we can get, because it just seems like it's growing, and the complexity of that is kind of overwhelming sometimes when you sit back and look at it. It's definitely not dense in paint anymore in a way. So we appreciate all you're doing. So as we go forward throughout the rest of the year, you're going to know that scanning and diagnostics and calibrations and all that is a really integral part into the total claims process from the time it comes into the shop to the time it leaves, not just something that's done in the repair bay by the technician. And having an integrated solution that allows you from the front office to the back office to capture and document everything that you're doing, well, that's going to be critical for success. So call Mitchell, learn a little bit more about the tool they have, and we'll see you next month here on CHNN.
Thank you for watching this month's episode of Collision Hub News. We hope you'll make CHNN your source for the collision repair news and information you need. Want more in-depth coverage of stories you heard about today? Please visit Repairer Driven News, your daily source for information and editorial features for the collision repair industry. If you need to catch up on past episodes of CHNN, visit the YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe, ensuring you'll never miss another edition. See you next month.
This program is brought to you through the support of these sponsors. This is CHNN.